YouTube, how's it going? Welcome back to the channel. Today, guys, we are going to talk about the Fusion and the EXO Festival. So these are the 5 decks that I would like to recommend to you guys. Hopefully, there's not any more issues because I had an issue before with the Yusenjo. I forgot to read the effect. But anyway, water under the bridge. And yes, we are going to talk about the 5 decks for the event or the upcoming event this coming 19th. So, we're almost done getting all the rewards for the King of the Island event. Luckily, our ballpark deck did not fail us during one sitting. We actually got all of the rewards. For the next event, I am going to recommend to you guys 5 decks that are, for me, are the best that you can use for the event. So our first deck, we have Danger Dark Worlds. And yes, you guessed it right. It is a really strong deck. So we have a ton of level 4s, level 3s. Well, typically level 4s and level 8s in the deck. So it's easy enough to summon with the help of our Danger monsters. If ever your opponent will just drop a copy of Maxi here, he will just lose that turn. So other than spell summoning a ton of monsters to the field, you have your, of course, monsters that are EXO monsters and Fusion monsters. The only Fusion monster that we'll have is Grappa, the Dragon Overlord. The rest is basically OTK potential, and by I mean OTK potential, we have here a lot of EXO monsters that can do it. So we have our number 97, Draglubion. We can go for this monster, go into a copy of number 100, attach one dragon monster, and dish out an OTK. If you have additional monsters on the field, you can summon another level 4, which is you can go for a Raider's Knight into a copy of Arc Rebellion, thus amping its attack more with a face-up Draglubion on the field. Even so, with your level 4s on the field, you can still go into the Arc Rebellion with just a copy of Raider's Knight, and it's still really reliable for an OTK. Really insane for the Arc Rebellion being used for this event. And even with that, if ever your opponent manages to negate a copy of Arc Rebellion, you can go with a copy of Dark Rebellion. So another OTK potential as well, absorbing half of the attack of your opponent's monster in the field, if ever that's going to be reliable for you. If you have a ton of level 8s on the field, you can go with another or most of your rank 8 monsters that are really promising for the deck as well. You can change the other UR monsters if you wish, but I think these are the best choice for going into more rank 8 plays. But if you're not really fan of the extra deck, you can go with just your monsters on the main deck. They have really high attack monsters with the Danger Bigfoot, with the Danger Thunderbird, and not to mention, of course, Rainbow and a copy of Grappa has their effects as well to spell summon them to the field to sacrifice or bounce back a copy of any Dark World monster. So Bro will actually draw you 1 card. Snow will get you any Dark World card for that matter. You basically get a copy of Archives to draw 2. Your Dark World Ascension will let you summon the Grappa Dragon Overlord. So this deck is still insane for the event if you want to use this. So for all those Dark World lovers out there, you can use this one during the event. So anyways, that is our first deck. Really promising deck as well. Let's go towards the second deck. Alright, so for our second deck here, guys, we have Dinomorphia. So one of the most expensive decks for the event as well. Now, I don't really like recommending expensive decks. I think reliably enough, you need to use majority of the cards here. For those people, I think Dark World is much better, you know. Anyways, if you already have the deck, I think this is really promising for the event as well. Having to have a face-up Rexstorm on the field, that is basically a skill drain if your life points is lower than your opponent's attacking monster. So that's really insane. What else? So yeah, keep on deducting your life points. Also, this is a really annoying card, the Ferret Flames. I dealt a ton of interactions with this that ends up me losing the game because of this. Super Poly is one of your go-to cards to dish out or to break some boards. That is why we have a copy of Mad Dragon of the Swamp as well as in our arsenal. But yeah, very promising for the deck as well to run during the event. So that is Dinomorphia for you guys. Let's move towards our third deck. So for our third deck, if you are not really fond of the extra deck, here is a more ritual monster type of deck. So we have Miiko. We can use Miikos during the event. The only downside for this is we don't have the copy of the double-edged sword. Nevertheless, it's perfectly fine because we can use the effect of the 2 copies of Ohime. And yes, Ohime is semi-limited during the event, which is kind of bad, but I dealt with worse builds for that matter. So I think this is still a really good and promising deck as well for the event. Extra deck wise, I'm not really going into the whole extra deck for that matter. These are just situational cards that you can use for the level 3 Mikanko monsters, because majority of the Mikanko monsters are level 3. So you can summon them to the field, go into an EXO summon if you wish. But other than that, you can just run main deck monsters for that matter, and then gain more equip spells. And then that will eventually win you the game. Anywho, so that is Mikanko, very straightforward. Also, by the way, if you need a deck list, it is always pinned down in the comment section below to help you guys out. So that is Mikanko, guys. Let's move towards our next deck. Alright, so for our next deck, we are diving into the world of EXO monsters, which our first deck is Lyrilisk. So Lyrilisk is full power for this event. We have, of course, our copy of Utopic Draco Future and Utopic Future as one of our boss monsters on the field. So really insane, really love this card. Also, we have access to Donor Magician and a copy of Double Arsenal Double Azus. Oh, Divine Arsenal Double Azus, sorry. And then most of the cards here can eventually dish out a ton of damage if you keep on special summoning level 1s to the field. Having to sit on a copy of Nightingale on the field, then dishing out more attacks directly to your opponent's life points. And then sitting on the last part into Divine Arsenal Double Azus. So, yeah. I think that's basically it. You can change Where Art Thou for a copy of 1-for-1, but I'm not sure if that is a UR. I think that 1-for-1 is a UR. Yeah, 1-for-1 is a UR. Send one monster from your hand to the graveyard, spell summon one. Okay, yeah, it's a UR. So I think you have more benefits of having Where Art Thou on your main deck rather than a copy of 1-for-1. Also, there are other choices of Jack in the Hand as one of your cards as well to start out your level 1. So really insane for the deck. The best part about the Lyrilisk is you can use a ton of hand traps, interactions like Infinite Impermanence, and some other cards that can help out during a second turn basis, which is Triple Tactics Talent and Lightning Storm. Also, board breakers like Nibiru will stop your opponents from ever spell summoning more monsters to the field. And of course, during your first turn, you can sit on a copy of Mist Valley Apex Evian since you do a ton of special summoning. So that is basically it. That is Lyrilisk for you guys. Extra deck wise, we have basically almost the same Lyrilisk monsters for our from our King of the Island event, but just limiting some of the Utopic monsters and Zeus. But yeah, hopefully this will be somewhat better during the Fusion and EXO event. Anyway, so that's Lyrilisk. Let's move towards our fifth and final deck. Alrighty, for our fifth and final deck, we have here EXO Sisters. So before I go into or dive into the whole EXO Sister thing, there are some problems with the deck. So first and foremost, we don't have Returnia. Returnia is not accessible during the event, so that's kind of sad. Nevertheless, it's perfectly fine. I think running an additional copy of Arment will get you into a copy of Michaelis if you have a face-up Magnifica already on the field. What else? Yeah, the Vadis on 3 copies is still viable for us, so that's insanely good. Sadly, we can't use Dimensional Fissure, we can't use Macrocosmos, we can't use any Banishing Cards effect, like Shifter as well. So really sad, but I think this is still a really strong archetype as well during the event. So yeah, you can go for this, and this can actually control your opponent's graveyard, thus avoiding them from ever spell summoning monsters or removing monsters or cards for that matter from the graveyard. So it is really good. You basically have all the monsters for the extra deck that at your disposal. So that's insane. Back row and front row removals like Harpies for the Duster and Regeki is accessible for you since we are not using any floodgates or shifters. So yeah, that is still a really good archetype to use during the event. And tell me your thoughts, guys. And like I said, deck list will be pinned down in the comment section below. And that's me signing off. Keep safe, good luck. I hope you have the best, and good luck, guys. See you guys in the next video. Bye bye.